Welcome to the Coffee with Cheryl podcast, the podcast for women over 50 who want to live their best life right now. Imagine having the courage to reinvent your life financially, professionally, personally, and spiritually. Join Cheryl and guests as they share practical tips and resources to inspire you to achieve the lifestyle of your dreams. So grab your favorite mug. It's time for Coffee with Cheryl.
Welcome to the Coffee with Cheryl podcast, a podcast for women over 50 who want to live their best life right now. I am your host, Cheryl Garrison. I am a publisher, an author, a coach. I am passionate about everything that has to do with women over 50. Thank you for joining me on this first Monday in April, one day after Easter Sunday. I hope all of you had a blessed Easter Sunday and that you were able, if you are a believer, that you were able to go and worship with your family and then enjoy a family afternoon with dinner or some kind of barbecue or something that puts you together with family. But welcome on this wonderful Monday in Phoenix, Arizona. I wanted to talk to you today more about a legacy. Our last podcast, we talked about leaving a legacy. This is part 2 of that discussion. And the reason I'm really talking about this now is not just because of my new book, Legacy Secrets Revealed, which is a book about a family whose legacy comes back and they're having to deal with hidden secrets and family untruths that shape their lives, and now they have to figure out who they are after these things come to light. But it's really about, especially in our 50-somethings, as we are approaching retirement. I'm retired. Some of you are retired, and you're thinking about what legacy are you going to leave? What information are you going to leave for your future generations? What are they going to know about your family? And there are ways to preserve that information. And today we're going to talk a little bit about that. Before we get going, I want to start with our quote. Storytelling is how we turn memories. Sorry about that. Storytelling is how we turn memories into meaning and moments into legacy. I'll do that again. Storytelling is how we turn memories into meaning and moments into legacy. The things that happen in our life and that we pass on, whether it's things that are characteristics that we have or things that happen in our life, those things are important to the people who come after us. Last week or last month on our podcast, we talked about what kind of values you are leaving behind, or values of honesty, values of patience, values of faith. What are those values that you are leaving to those who are, your grandchildren, your great-grands, your own children? What impact are you having in people's lives? Are you doing something that someone else can look at your life and say, if she can do it, I can do it? And believe me, all of us have those moments where we have overcome something that is amazing, and it really helps someone else get through whatever they're going through. And then, how are you sharing your stories? Are you telling them? Are you writing them down? Are you, we'll talk today a little bit about how you can preserve those stories. And then, how does your faith apply in your legacy? Are you passing on the legacy of church going or worship or just a spiritual life? What are those things that are important to your family that you want to make sure continue to those who come after you. And then lastly, are you empowering people? Are you giving them hope? Are you giving them a reason to go on? In my book, Legacy Secrets Revealed, in the first book, Legacy, it's really about an ancestor that overcomes some of the most horrific parts of slavery and becomes this really amazing, amazing woman that is able to do things in the face of such horrible obstacles. And by that strength, she passed that strength on to her own family. So today, I want to give you a few ways that you can share your legacy with your either with your children, their children, other family members, or just within the community. If you are a person who is in leadership in the community, what do they need to know about you that once you are no longer here, it will make a mark on this world? So, some of the ways that we talk about and find out about who we are, and we compile the information in our families and in the legacies of those who come before us, is by doing our own genealogy chart. I don't know how many of you have done it. I have started my chart on both my dad and mom's side and have filled in several generations of the Haynes family, which is my dad's side of the family. And in doing so, I really uncovered some interesting things as you go through and do these things. But what genealogy does is it allows you to document your family as far back as, for us, especially African Americans, as far back as slavery, for Europeans, as far back as overseas in Europe, and just people of all diversities, to be able to chart your family history. And there are just so many tools that are available to do that. And the importance of doing that is not just to have a bunch of names on a chart, but for you to be able to see who these people were and then who their offsprings were and how it all fits within your life and what's going on in your life today. So doing your own family genealogy is one of an important step in sharing your story, whether it's your entire family story or your own personal story. And in doing that, it requires knowing some of the resources that are out there. And I just want to give you a few of them that you can look up and look into. Some of them are cost, and they have free apps, but some of them do cost money. But they allow you to be able to search through records combined and that have been put together by different sources for years and years, generations of data. And so the first one and the most popular that many of us use is Ancestry.com. And that allows you to go into the Ancestry app and begin your own family tree. And it also it gives you hints of where you may look, because other people are doing the same thing. And as they're building their trees, if they come across common names, sometimes that's how you can find that you even find relatives. I've been able to find relatives that I didn't know existed that live in Chicago and in other parts of the country because I was on doing genealogy. They were on, and our names were crossing, and we found out. Some people I found out I was related to on both sides, my dad's father and my dad's mother's side. So Ancestry.com is a really good tool for doing that. Family Search, which is a huge database of family history, and that is maintained by the Mormon Church. And it is filled with death records, military records, marriage records, birth records, just everything that you need to know. And if you can find your relatives, your ancestors' name in the database, it just leads you to more and more information. So FamilySearch.com is another one. The other one is MyHeritage is another search that you can use. You can use our national archives, national records that our government keeps. And then there's one that's US Gen Web that has a list of all the many websites where you can go out and find information. And lastly, graves.com. Those of us who know that we've had ancestors who's passed away, they can help you find grave sites, and that leads you to obituaries, and obituaries contain information. Obituaries tell you who has gone before them and who is left to carry on their legacy. And then where your ancestor grew up, where they went to school. So much information in an obituary. So there are so many resources for finding out this genealogical information. So make use of it and begin to know who you are, where you come from, who your people are, and how they got here, and just all that information. And it opens your eyes. And you also find other relatives as you're doing this, other people that you never knew or you were related to. And it's a fun thing to do, but it's also very enlightening. One of the second things to do to share your legacy in different forms by sharing it through your genealogy and then passing that on to family. You also just by speaking and telling your own personal story, and that helps other people. If you've overcome some things, if you've come through some trials or the triumphs in your life, whether they're failures or successes, as you're speaking and telling your story, you are helping other people to realize that what I'm going through is not, it's not a big deal. If she can do it, she can get through it, I can get through it. So that also helps in leaving your legacy by just speaking, doing speaking engagements, telling people who you are and what you've been through, or how you built a business, how you've written a book, how you've gone back to school and received a degree, how you've started a nonprofit, how you work in the community doing volunteer work or work at your church, how you've raised these children that are successful children that are now making their marks in society. So speaking is a way to do that. And then you can also publish your own memoir or your family history. And this is the one that is long lasting. The benefits of actually taking that information and putting it into book form, it preserves your history for a lifetime. It's a keepsake. It's something you can give to the people you love. And it's also something that if you wanted to put it out there in the public domain, people to go and learn who you are, whether that is benefiting you as a speaker, benefiting you as an entrepreneur, or just spreading information and helping others who may have lived or walked the same journey that you walked. So it heals family trauma, family conflicts by telling your story. It could answer questions that other family members may have and wonder why this or that happened. Now they understand. They've read your story or the stories of the people in your family, and now they understand why things are the way they are, and that can be healing for family conflicts. Of course, again, you preserve it in a format that will be here. A book is going to last forever if it's taken care of. And then it inspires future generations. By picking up your memoir, your family history, your family story, it can inspire a young person to change some things that they're doing as they're raising their families or as they're coming right out of college or some of the things that they are wanting to accomplish by reading your story and seeing how you came through the journey. It can inspire them. So you can inspire the future of this country, this world, through your by publishing your story, your family history. And then lastly, it can be your own therapy. Sometimes telling our stories frees us from things that have we have kept hidden or kept close to us and kept underneath our own consciousness because we didn't want to deal with them. And once we start telling that story, it becomes more therapeutic. It helps us get through some of the trauma that we've been through, whether as a child or growing up as a teenager, a young married couple, however, we're coming through life up into your 50 something, it can be therapeutic. So think about how you want to share your legacy because it is important that we keep our stories going, keep our family stories going, keeping our family accomplishments, or even the little dings in our family. We want to be able to bring those to the forefront so that other people can benefit by knowing how you were able to navigate through some of the things that you've gone through. Uh, I wanted to, at this time, introduce a new project that I'm starting with the Becoming 50 Something publications. And it is stemmed out of the book Legacy of the series. I'm working on book 3, so there will be a third book in the Legacy series. But this project, this publishing project, is one for people who want to specifically tell their own personal memoir, write their own personal memoir, or tell their family story, do a book that they can share with family. Some of the people that I've worked with on books like this, they don't even want them sold outside or even distributed outside of their families. And then some want to open it up to the world so that they know who they are and how they affected this world. I finished one by a 95-year-old lady, really dear friend, who left her story. She was a leader in the community here, a leader in our church. And just knowing her life, how she grew up, and the things that she went through in the early parts of growing up in Phoenix during discrimination, and how she was able to overcome all of that and become the superintendent of schools, become the leader, the highest leader in our church hierarchy, and raise a beautiful family, all children, all educated and doing things that are helping this world. And she was born in a house that had no running water. So telling that story inspires others. So if you have a story or a loved one that you want to interview and tell their story because you know that story will empower the generations that are coming after them, and especially finding out about your family while those older relatives are still here, and you can talk to them and find out information and know who your family is. This program or this project will help you to do that. And it's designed to create templates. There are templates that will help you get your story told, get the information in a format that is easy to read and easy to follow, and also ways for you to upload family photos and articles and things like that, so that you have a complete book that tells about either who you are, who this specific person is, or who your entire family is about. So you will be, if you're interested in finding out more information about the Legacy Storytelling Project, please leave a message in the comment or email me at Cheryl at 50somethinglifestyle.com. Go to my website, 50somethinglifestyle.com, and schedule a free consultation, or you can go to the becoming50something.com and also schedule a consultation free just to talk about what you may want to be doing in this new program. It's going to be highly templated so that you can just seamlessly take your story, put it into a book form, have it published, and be able to share that with your family. So today, on this beautiful Monday, I hope that you will think about not just becoming part of the project. If you want to do that, that's wonderful. But also think about leaning into your family genealogy, or talking about some of the things that you've been through, and to go ahead and establish a speaking engagement that you can do, or a speaking platform that you can go out and share with others. Think about your legacy. What are you leaving here for others to benefit from, whether it's in your family or it's in your community? I hope that you will have a great Monday, and I hope you are living your best life right now, not 3 years from now or not tomorrow, right now, today. Pray that you do something today that will make a change in your life after 50. Thank you for joining me on the second part of our legacy, Leaving a Legacy episodes, and I will see you in May with a new podcast, and hopefully introduce you to some people who are leaving a legacy. We're working on getting those podcasts recorded and brought to you. So I'm really excited about what's going to happen in the next few months in the Coffee with Cheryl podcast. So thank you again for joining in today, and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful April.